Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Will. As you can see on the lathe today, I have a big old lump. It's a big old lump of yew, and it was the end I cut off of a big bowl blank that I will be coring later on. You'll see it probably in a future video, but this was the piece off the end of it. So as you can see, there's plenty of holes and there's a couple of cracks in it here, so it's going to present a couple of challenges. So instead of turning it standard bowl orientation, which I'm not going to get a bowl out of anyway with this big inclusion in it, so what I have in mind is turning it live edge. So I'm hoping to keep a strip of this lovely white cambium layer all the way around. As I said, this hole, it could be a bowl with a hole, I don't know, so I'll deal with this when I get to it. So it'll be an odd shape. So what I have done, I'll just change camera here. I stuck a glue block on this end. So there's the size. So it's YEW 17.5 inches. But yeah, I stuck a glue block on here just to get it in a chuck. It's too big to just stick between centers. So what I'm going to do is on the other end, just switch to the tailstock camera. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flatten this off and I'm going to put a tenon on it and flip it back around. So during the process of this, because this is yew, it's actually quite nasty. I don't like it, so I will be wearing my respirator, so there won't be much chat out of me through this piece. So I will voice over some of it when I'm editing it. So listen, I'm going to crack on with it, so hope you enjoyed the video. I'm just starting off with the 5/8" bowl gouge, just to try and make an area flat here so as I can get, I know I said at the start of the video I was going to put a recess in it, but I changed my mind. I'm going to actually put a tenon on it. I think at this point I was only getting about 400 RPM, so it's a bit of a slow process. I'll speed up a good bit of the turning, because it took me probably a couple of hours to do this piece. So switching over to a 10mm parting tool now, just to try and shape a tenon. Sorry guys, I flipped it around there. I pressed pause for a couple of minutes and I forgot to record again. So what I did, this was basically what was in the chuck. So as you've seen, I put the tenon on the other side. So I'm just taking this off and I'm going to put my foot on again here. But I think I might go for a recess. So I'll be leaving that in it. So I said this was just a bit of waste block of beech I just glued on. Continuing on now, so I'm going to, this will be the tenon on this is actually going to be the bottom of the bowl, so just marking it now with the calipers. This piece of wood was so hard, it really was. Just working my way out now just to form a foot, a bowl. There's the skew now, just forming a dovetail. It's a big tenon on this piece. I'll be using it's a 5" tenon, so it'll be for the big Titan Nova jaws I'll be using, or the Nova Titan chuck. So now I'm just going to start working my way out the outside of the bowl. As I said, I wasn't getting a lot of speed. I think about 400, 420 RPMs was as much as I could get, so it was a bit of a slow process. But and as I said at the start of the video, YEW can be quite nasty to dust off it, so it's always good practice to wear a respirator. I actually was running my chip extractor as well beside the lathe, and over where I'm standing there's also a fine dust filter as well, which always runs in the workshop. You can never be too safe when it comes to dust. Some lovely colour shown there, so getting down close to the shape I want. Just a little strip left all the way around there, so a little bit more work needed. So we're just going to start coming in from the live edge section now soon, just to avoid some chip out. As you can see on the lathe there, I switched down on the top left hand corner. I was down on the lowest pulley on it because it was a big off center heavy piece. So that's the piece cut all the way around now. So just to refine the shape a bit and take away some of those tool marks there. That's the 5/8 ball gouge again. So just doing a little shear scrape all the way around. Just taking off those nice little shavings. Just taking away the little bit of tear out that was in it. I checked that piece before I start turning. It was down to about 12% moisture, so which was just good for turning in my book. Happy with the underside. So now my usual method of sanding, my right angle drill from DeWalt with the 3-inch arbors. I start sanding from 120 all the way up to 400. Just a couple of little stubborn spots there on the high end of the wings, just need a little bit of attention. Always good to do those pieces when the piece is stationary. Just cleaning off now with a bit of denatured alcohol just to get all the dust out of the pores. So just reveal some of that beautiful colour that we're going to see at the end when we apply a finish. So now time to flip it around. I was really happy that nice white live edge stayed on all the way around. So there's that big inclusion now, so it's there, so we'll just have to deal with it. Just be one section of the bowl will be a bit lower, but I think it'll look cool. Now again, with the 5/8 inch ball gouge, just want to make a start on hollowing out the inside. Because it was so uneven at that stage, it was really beating me up, so I said I'd switch over to the Easy Wood Tools Pro Hollow. So this made light work of it. It's a good heavy tool.
foliage. As I've gotten down to a little bit more stable wood. I'm starting to remove the material in the middle. I'll have to get rid of the tailstock now soon. It's starting to get in the way. On a big piece like this, I always leave the tailstock on as long as I can, just for that extra bit of support. You can see where that big inclusion was now, so as I said, it's going to be a low section in the bulb. There's nothing I could do about it. It was what it was. But I think it'll look cool when it's finished. So I switched over now to 3/4 inch heavy duty scraper, just to refine that shape that I want on the inside of the bowl. It's a really good heavy duty scraper. Just quick check on the thickness. It's a little tiny bit over an inch. I left it quite chunky. It's the shape that I wanted, so I left it as it is. Big bowls, I tend to like a nice bit of weight to them. But everybody has their own preference. So we switched over now to the negative rake scraper, just for the last couple of passes. It's a Hamlet negative rake scraper. I just sharpen at 35 degrees both angles. Again, just personal choice. There's the old field test, and there's the thumbs of approval, so that's good to go. So now back to sanding. Again, I sanded up to 400. So here you can see me starting off the sanding process, because the bottom was actually quite flat for a certain amount of it. So I just use a little sanding block with some 80 grit paper, just to make sure the bottom was flat and not have any tool marks in it. Switching over then now to my 3-inch sanding arbors. A little bit of hand sanding around the rim. As I said, I sped up a good bit of this because it was quite a long video. Just taking that little sharp edge off the edge. Just using the drill and the little brush. It's a 240 grit wheel. I think it's from Klingspor Abrasives. Just cleaning out all the little grooves in the cambium there.
So now that's all the sanding done, and I did not enjoy sanding that one. That was hard to sand. But I got it done. I got it done. So that's the front. I just switched to the overhead. You can see the nice. So I was able to maintain the nice live edge all the way around, which was good. I left it quite chunky. I think it turned out a nice bowl. So it's 17 3/4 inches, so it's still a good size. And I think that from the highest point it's about 4.5 inches in depth. So it wasn't one of the easiest pieces I turned. So I am thinking for a finish I am Danish oil. I sanded up to 400 grit. I'm happy enough to go that far. So I'll get it off of the chuck now and we'll get a bit of finish on it. As I said, this piece made me work. So I'll take off this chuck as well. I forgot to put the grub screws in. A big heavy piece of wood like that, sometimes when you switch the lathe off, the chuck can unwind, so it's always better to tighten up the grub screws. So that's the underside. As you can see, I still have the tenon on. I'll take that off at a later date. But it's a beautiful piece of wood, some beautiful colour in it. When it gets a coat of oil now, it'll just pop. So I left it, it's a little under an inch, so there's a good weight to it. So now, finish I'm going to use is Hampshire Sheen Danish finishing oil. Just get some gloves on. Now I just flip it around and do the other side first. That's the underside done. That turned out amazing. I'll wipe off the excess. I'll leave it about 10 minutes just to soak in. And we'll take a look at it then. So now I've let the oil soak in for about 15 minutes and I've wiped off all the excess, what I could get anyway. There might be a little bit in the far or in the edge here, but I got as much out of it as I could. So it turned out really, really nice. Really happy with this one. I said it's an odd shape, but I think it's quite nice. So now I have the excess oil dried off. That's the inside, that's the underside. I still have the tenon, so I'll pop that off at a later date. I want to get a couple more coats of oil on over the next week or two. So just there's a nice edge on view. As I said, it's a nice shape. I was delighted the white rim was able to maintain it all the way around. So nice live edge. Unfortunately now the bark fell off, but there's nothing I could do about that. So some stunning colours in it. Really nice piece of wood. So anyway guys, I hope you like this video, and if you do, just tap that like and give me a subscribe maybe, and share and all the usual YouTube stuff, and helps my channel grow a lot as well. So I'd be very grateful for that. So anyway guys, I shall catch us all in the next one. So take care and bye for now.